Welcome, everybody. Good evening. This is episode FMA Discussion, episode 123. And tonight, I am so glad to have Maestro on here tonight. And we're going to be Maestro Danilo, and we're going to be looking at his system. And like I said, I wanted to get more European presence, and just doesn't have to be FMA and all that, but something that. So this obviously is relevant. So I'm really looking forward to this. If you're watching, tell us where you're watching from. Hit that like button, and we're going to get going. So, hi, Maestro. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much to you, Dan, an old friend in America. It's a very great honor for me come here and stay and speak with you and the other friend of martial art. Thank you very much
All
for
right.
this.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, we got. Do you know June?
Yeah. I don't understand. You repeat, please. See again.
No. Do you know June? He lives in Italy, from Roma.
Dino.
June.
Mary. It's a lot of people. Yeah, he start. Ciao ragazzi, June from Occidente, from Roma.
Yeah.
Good. From Roma. I
Yeah,
have
he's.
some people from Italy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
nice.
believe he's Lintawalk and some KI and all that, but really good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, because now in
From.
Italy is a night. Is 11 o'clock in PM in the
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know, and I appreciate you
very good.
staying up later. For
Hello,
this.
Master. Great to see you. Thank you very much, John.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
thank you very much, all people. All people. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
yeah. There's a good group on here. We don't
Yeah,
mess around.
it's a very big group. Yeah, I know. And so, just only, I want to my apologize to my friend because it's not possible for me to write about some question on your page because Facebook blocked me for a 13 day. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
know.
yes,
It's
just only
brutal.
because. Yeah, it's incredible. Just only because I insert one part of the movie, The Snatch. Okay, when Tony Bullet, he speak about the Desert Eagle, and I write just only some piece, okay, the language, and Facebook blocked me because for violence and for hate. It's incredible. I just write it's only a movie. It's the Snatch. It's Guy Ritchie. Okay, don't
Yeah,
worry.
I
Doesn't
can't.
matter.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to
Yeah,
kick me off
it's
of one of these
great.
videos or something.
Yeah,
Just, actually, I shouldn't. I
yeah.
shouldn't curse myself. But let's jump into this. And again, I appreciate you coming on. Those of you jumping in, thank you for telling us where you're watching from. Hit that like button and all that. So you before we jump into your system, all that, which I'm actually just completely fascinated with. What where's your first martial arts experience? Was it traditional martial arts? Where'd you start?
Okay, I'm start. My first experience is when I was 6 years old in my country in Turin about fencing. Is This is my basic. For a lot of time, I'm practice fencing, and when is coming in Italy in the 19, Jet Kundo, Cali Filippino. I just want to try. I just want to. I just have an interest for this discipline because it's new for me. Because
Mm,
normally in the Europe is karate and judo and kung fu, and when I see for the first time this discipline, I think, okay, I just want to practice for understand where is the difference. Example about fencing, okay, European fencing, and
mm,
this martial art. And so the first step when I try this is very different because there is example then in a Philippine it called espada y daga,
correct.
and
Yeah.
yes, but when I practice with this stick, I think why don't use the line attack, and not preserve the line. Example, just only because maybe my English is not so bad. I just want to use for information. When I have a knife, okay, or when I have a sword or my stick, I just prefer maintain the peak the front of my enemy, you know. But when I practice the first time, Kali, sometimes I see I just open, and in my mind of fencing, I think yes, when you open up, the fencer enter, you know, and I just try for a lot of time. Okay, this martial art for 13 years, not for 1 year, for 13 years, because for me, I think it's important to understand the basic, the principle, the philosophy, and so I practice this, and I know it's very interesting because it's interesting culture, and so it's interesting for me because open my mind like a lot of martial art like Jet Kundo and Penchak Silat, because I practice Penchak Silat the same because I'm curious. I just want when I speak with some guy, I just want to know the discipline, because I don't like just speaking only for speaking, you know. And so, and this is my basic fencing. Next step, Kali, Jet Kundo, Penchak Silat for a long time. And in the same time, when I'm study fencing and Kali and more, I just enter in my mind why in Italy the people he don't know to exist the Italian knife tradition. Because example, when you talk about Cali, all people understand Philippine. When you
Yeah.
talk about capoeira, Brazil,
Correct.
sambo, Russian, you know, savate, French, and more and more and more. And the people he don't understand to exist a very interesting tradition and all tradition, because I'm a researcher for a long time, discovery around to the Italy, a lot of master, all master inside to the criminal society, because normally this practice he used just only the criminal people.
The
But I
criminal
talk about,
element.
yeah,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
talk about many years ago in 19th century, you know, just not now, but in many years ago, the old guy normally his question he finish with a knife or razor or stick sometime, you know. But so, and I want to the people to understand to exist a lot of interesting tradition inside to the Italy. And I'm created for in 2009 the first committee, okay, CHISB, called CHISB, okay, about to preserve the Italian tradition system, stick and knife. And so, and I continued, and I'm so evolve this technique, okay, for the modern age. Example, like a knife. Is normally sometimes the people when you see me and move, just this manipulation is born in the razor, okay, but I'm use the same basic principle, okay, for the people to know that's important to manipulation to control your knife for, okay. I hope some the people to understand my bad English.
No. So far, no. So far, so
Oh,
good. Everybody's got it. Yeah.
okay, thank you very much. I work so hard for
No. I
I have.
think no, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. This is good. Thank you very much. And this is my the first experience, because is normally in my father is a count, is a noble family. In all my family, historical family, use normally the learn the sword because it's a part of my blood and of my family.
So, but now, so you're visiting those arts. I mean, obviously, you're liking. Now when you did the Kali, was it Anasano blend, more or less?
Il Santo.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think
yeah,
so
yeah,
many of us
yeah.
visited that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I see
Okay.
Santo my first time a lot of year, many year ago. Okay, in Italy, and so it's a very interesting, and I be continued to see them in America. Last 3 years ago, I see them in Los Angeles, And so it's a very interesting master. Is a historical master of martial art, I think, in USA.
Oh my
Because
God! I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
he
FMA would
practiced.
not, yeah, FMA
Yeah,
would not be in USA today what it is if it were not for him.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. I
pretty
think
much.
he's like a legend, like a Chuck
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Norris. Is this a big, great guy he know in all the world because he's a
Mm,
part of the historical martial art. So I
yeah.
think this is very important for the new generation because
To know, sure.
yeah, the story is important for a grow up for the people,
Mm,
because it's very interesting to preserve this culture. And so
yeah.
I like practice with him in the seminar because I practice with him and the Cas Magda and
Cas
the
Magda. Okay. Okay.
yeah, Magda Institute. I know many interesting master in my life. Okay,
Oh, I'm sure.
but
I'm sure.
so
Yeah.
yeah, but the all every time my question is step by step. What is reality? Where is
Mm,
the reality technique for use in the street? Because, example, when I practice Kali or Silat, I see a lot of technique to block, to control, and to take a knife or take a stick.
mm,
But the question is, in my experience, because I work a lot of time in the discoteca like a bodyguard and security, and I fight in my life. In when I live in other part of the Italy and in England for 6 months, and so the question is, the attack is so brutal and fast. You don't have a
yeah.
time for
I
create.
know. I know. I know. It's just,
This,
I know.
yes, this is the big problem.
There's a
And
disconnect. There's a disconnect to like
exactly,
what is going to work and what you're kind of doing maybe for the art, or you're doing it because it's part of the blend, and but you have to extract. Yeah, yeah. I
exactly.
totally agree with you. Yeah.
But normally, the example is you take all people in the fitness club, okay? You take some guy and you speak, okay, please, I just want to try. Push
Mm,
me, tap cross. All people, push in the face.
yeah.
All people. And the problem is this. And I speak, no, this is not good because normally in the street, when some people use the jab cross, don't use in your face. Maybe some part in your stomach or other part in your legs, okay, or your
Mhm.
ball. This is the big problem. The big problem is the martial art in with the video, with the social, with internet, to change the mind of the people. The people think, okay, I see the movie, this is real.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
This is what we do.
absolutely. Yes, he confused when I talk about the sport and
Mm,
reality. Sport, I
mm,
like example. MMA, I like. It's very good.
mm.
It's interesting for time, for sparring, for many interesting situation. But in the reality, no, because if some people have a knife, and some people maybe MMA, you block him, and the guy have a knife, tum tum, finish.
No,
No
I
rule.
know. It's so true. Like one of the things I do
Yeah,
is incorporate weapon into my grappling and clinch because man, if you're not
yeah.
if you're not monitoring hands
This
and arms, that just needs to
this
come out.
is
You're dead.
the very exactly. This is the very big problem. Example, I remember you have a many FMA practicum. The history teach that Filipino learn from the famous tercios, a group of Italian who served for a lot of time the Spanish king in pay. Okay,
Mm,
so this is the all Italian origin historical teacher. Because, example, when I talk about to Cali Filipino with my friend, I just want to understand Cali Filipino 90% is born in Europe because is Espada e Daga. But the first, yeah, because the famous tercios is the special group elite for the king of Spanish. I talk about 1,300, age.
mm,
Okay, and this tertios have a base in Sardinia and Corsica. And inside of this tertios group is an Italian guy, Spanish, is Sicilian, Naples, and Lombardy, Milanese. Okay.
Oh, Lombardi, okay.
And this is the basic of the historical martial art now in the Philippines. But the question is, why use a lot of technique, many technique, when in the reality it's not possible? And this is because the example, when some people told me, example, and yesterday writing your group, some people, why Master Danilo, when you move his arm, he slap him, okay, he slap this arm, you know, and why? Or example, why when you move all this manipulation, this is so dangerous? Not because in the reality, I'm use this just only for a mental process. Okay, all people, you know, I think he know exists three different part: encephalic brain, limbo brain, and cortical brain. Okay, this part is so associated to the some part, example, visual and tactile and listen. Okay, and kinesthetic. So this it's important. When I move my knife and I use slap, okay, like this, it's just not only for control my arm, for not to extend too much, okay, for control the line, but in the same time, he's for participate all brain and all physical about to the slap. You know, you listen. It's like a this, okay? So
Okay, cadence, okay.
is very important because I am learning, because my mother is study for a lot of time in the university the psychology, okay, and so I have a lot of book, interesting book for psychology, for understand where is the best approaches for evolving, for grow, okay, and so this it's important because inside to my methodology, all people when see he don't practice, he don't have inside to my group, he don't understand because he think why this guy he used this why, and so why he move a knife in this position is not dangerous. For example, when I move this part, so this is only a process for the best control because my system is a methodology, it's not a martial art. Okay.
Oh,
This
okay.
is
Oh,
the
so you
difference.
okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So
Yeah.
when you formed this, now, so your initial far as exposure was from relatives that showed you some of the stick and some of the knife work from being reminiscent of Italian martial art. Was it your relatives at first?
Yeah. Because example is the first step when the student he want to learn and be ready for this process, normally use the stick, okay, and step by
Stick. Okay.
step use a knife. And so exists a different school, traditional school in Italy. One use a stick with a little knee, you know. The name is puncicata for work with his student, and this because it's very interesting about the psychology. Because when I'm enter and he's a pick, okay, and just a little blood, okay, this is good for the people, for the student to understand, okay, this is not a play, this is so dangerous. And normally use the stick for understand the different distance, example, long distance, middle distance, short distance. This is the process mind, but exists very interesting and historical and famous school in Italy, like Fiorata Siciliana and Manichetta Pugliese, about a stick or a little stick. And you think, example, when you talk about a Genovese, okay, is a long stick and normally use the sailor. I have a long stick, and you put the stick in the back and behind to the wall. And when the enemy is coming, he use to open this big stick and stronger for fight. And it's full in Italy of history and of this interesting technique. But the
Wow.
question is, for a lot of time, this is just only for a criminal group or family group.
Oh,
And
so
so,
family or the criminal.
yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
and the problem is the family is so very jealous. He don't want to teach to other guy.
Oh,
Okay,
to other people that
this
are not
is
part.
a big
Yeah.
problem. Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay, okay.
for this guy, the for example, one technique is very important, because in the reality, when he fight this guy, maybe use this technique for one time for kill the enemy. He don't
Mm,
want other people know
to
or
see.
he
Oh,
just
okay,
take
okay.
and steal the technique. Okay,
Okay,
this
okay.
is because for a lot of time the Italian is closed and not open this interesting discipline. Okay.
Mm.
Wow. I hope all
So,
people understand.
so how long is the stick? I mean, generally speaking, how long is the stick?
Normally,
About?
my stick depend. Is a short stick is uh, 15 centimeter. Other
Mm.
one is more bigger, is 1 meter and 16 or 2 meter, depend, because
Oh, wow. So anything
any
from three.
yeah
Okay,
yeah
okay.
yeah
Wow. Okay.
and because
Wow.
any
We
family use a different technique, and just
or did they
example.
had a different method based on the
Exactly,
length? Oh, okay.
exactly.
Oh, how interesting. How
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. Wow.
But
So
example,
basically, was that?
Manichetta is a little stick, and he use same to Kali, but he maintain not just only one punch, okay, for use example like this. Just 1 second, I just want to,
Sure.
okay, the camera, okay, perfect. It's not normally, in Kali, when you use a Kali, maintain normally one part, okay, for stick,
Yeah, they
okay.
leave the
Yeah,
punyo. Okay, right.
normally in manichetta is used in the middle. Okay, you think the stick is this one, and
Oh,
normally you use in
oh,
this part, and you use this part and other part. Is a
oh,
different,
gotcha. Okay.
interesting particular style. Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. So more in the
yeah,
middle. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
That would give you more.
Is
Okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
this
oh,
is burn for fight with a knife, because he used to preserve and block with the back part and the up part, for block the
right.
knife. Exactly. It's not,
Okay.
for example, normally Kali use the stick much power, he open and start.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's fight with another people have a stick or machete. In this case, manichetta is short because it's just to use a stick for protect this part and this part, and you use like this. Okay, just only for protection. And the
Mm.
moment when he have opportunity for enter, he use this part like a little elbow,
Oh,
in
okay.
the face. Okay, and then preserve it and control every time the line attack. This is the
Interesting.
particularity. Yeah.
So do you teach that? Do you teach it?
Yeah, but so it's like a razor. I teach, but a small group, because
Oh, just
uh,
small, small. Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, because the question is, I see in Facebook, in a social, okay, I see the people don't understand. Example, my style, because it's completely different about to the martial art,
Mm.
and the people. It's important to understand. Okay, my style is not martial art. My style is one methodology. It is the first one recognized to the Academia of Fencing from Nepal and to International Academy of Master of Sword. Is the first recognized.
Mhm.
This is so very important because I'm devote for a lot of time, a lot of interesting document about to do my methodology. Okay,
Oh,
and
okay,
so
okay.
this is important. And when I teach, I prefer to teach with a small group of students because it's so very complicated. My methodology because it's just not a technique but it's a mind and the process for grow is used three part of the cerebral, and so
Mm.
is so complicated for insert all information in the social media or in video. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
because
right, to put in there. Mm.
yeah, because I prefer if the people come or it call me because it's different. I know the people is complicated to understand.
Mm. I got a question here, Maestro.
Yeah,
Matthew wants to know, have you gotten to train with Maestro Mancino at all?
Maestro Mancino. Oh, Maestro Mancino. Yeah, I know this guy. I know Maestro Mancino, but it's completely different about my vision of tradition. This
Okay.
guy is, I think, like a show, and I prefer to work with discipline and with methodology. In the basic, for me, important is the science because
Mm.
just only when I know, example, some process is possible to use. Okay, I'm studying for learn this process and to teach to my student this process. But when it's so much folklore, I don't
Mm.
interested. It's good because it's a part of tradition, but
Okay.
it's important to divide some part. Show folklore, okay, is a part of culture, and
Yeah.
real, okay.
Okay.
Folklore is good but not interesting. It's like Tarantella. Is a famous the night of Taranta in Apulia. Is a famous meeting. I think all people in the world know about that, and so it's a full of a special master of knife. He practice behind to the place, in the secret
Mm.
view, okay, and he practice the particular technique of knife. And so the question is, this is culture and tradition. When he's in the place for show, this is a show, this is folklore. But
Mm.
it's important the people to understand folklore and show is one part and the
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
is other one. Okay.
Okay. So when you get back just to so just so that people are watching, they can just get a good sense of what traditional Italian martial arts are. Is it basically the stick, knife? I'm assuming there's some empty hand, correct? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Example, in the basic is normally empty hand,
Mm.
stick, and knife. My process is completely different. I'm just understand the first step for me. It's important for my student open his mind because the
Mm.
problem today is a lot of people use empty hand versus knife. Okay,
Yeah.
and so he think this is possible for use in a reality. Example, to block, to take a knife. I see a lot of technique in many martial art. He take a knife and blah blah. Okay, but when you use a real knife, because it's my school, I'm use a real knife and real razor. Okay, this is very important because for me it's important first step the mind process, okay,
Okay.
because example when I have a knife in this position and I speak with my student, okay, now I just want to enter and you think you have possibility to block and you take my knife. When I take a rubber knife, all is possible. But when I take a real knife, the people, oh my God, this is real. He understands the process is completely different. And this is for me so important, because I prefer the first step, use a knife. Second step, okay, stick and empty hand. Because in this case, when the student open the mind and he understands that this is not a play, that this is not a movie, okay, but this is reality. Sorry, that this is reality. He think, oh my God, okay, it's not possible take a knife with my hand, because I know a lot of time I see a lot of video about of many master of martial art. He take a knife in this position and up and blah blah. Okay, when some people fight, but it's impossible, because I take some master when he come in Italy, and okay, I have my real knife. I just move, not so fast. This is the time I move. Okay, you take my knife. And all people not take it. And I speak it. Why? A lot of technique. Why a lot of technique? But when it's the time for use a knife, okay, I'm here. Okay, you take my knife.
I know.
No.
It's the hardest thing to me. It's one of the hardest things in martial arts. Empty hand against knife.
And this is the problem, because I'm born in the Turin in Italy, and I remember when my first time I cut me some criminal. Okay, I remember you have a lot of time and you have a lot of spice for creating your image, some special technique and blah blah, because you look at many video about Bruce Lee or what you want. Okay,
the whole theatrical.
But when you have the real contact and you see the criminal, maybe this criminal is ugly, is dirty, okay, you think this in your mind, and he have a knife, he is brutal. In this time you don't have a possibility to think, okay, now I use the technique number 1 or technique number 2 I put this, no, it's stupid. It's not possible, because stress is too much. You don't have a time. It's so fast. My opinion.
And just to think that they're gonna pull some of that stuff off. It's the most difficult thing at the hand against knife. It's just like, man, if you.
Yeah. This is the problem today. The question is, the new generation open a computer, go to the YouTube or Facebook,
YouTube.
You just write some. I just want to learn Kali or Lajolo or what you want. Okay, you see the video. Okay, and now I take a DVD and pay maybe $15. And I have my lesson. I'm try. Okay, now I'm a master. Now I have experience. This is the big problem, and the movie is the same, because a lot of American movie to create in the mind of the young guy
the invincibility,
the possibility to, okay, I'm practice example MMA, I'm fight with all people, don't worry, I'm never problem, I'm so tough, but when it come in the reality street, and maybe just a little man, slim, have a knife or screwdriver or scissor or what you want, and you come on, let's go, and the man chuck, finish. This is the reality. Because because I just want the people understand my system is a methodology, is not a martial art, because
martial art, full of memorization drills.
Is a technique, tradition, culture. Okay, it's good, it's important to preserve, but my methodology is different, is a methodology for understand. First step, who you are, what are your mind, and machine example, when you work with the knife, a knife, okay, but so for range of different, this is example dagger. This is burn because I have experience. I am fighting in the street with a real knife. Okay, and I have a lot of cutting here, one finger not possible to close because I'm fighting the street. It's
Can I
not,
just, can
but
folks, your weapon, so the razor, can you show us it just for those who maybe don't know about it?
yeah. But razor is so very difficult weapon because it's the top of the school. Because the razor, example, I read a lot of and I research a lot of historical book, and I have in my home a big library because I like to read and I am a collectionist about the historical and traditional Italian knife. And so, razor, I just want to see the big problem about the razor is very, very fragile, because when you use a razor, okay, this part it's very easy when you fight okay, to damage some part. When you damage some part, it's not possible to use a razor. Other question, example, very interesting about a razor. Razor have a lot of interesting language. Example, normally in this tradition, when you talk about very interesting master, he speak. This is like a lipstick, this one, and this one is like a tongue, okay, and is inside is full of interesting secret language. Example, when you are here, this one is wow, my God, good fighter, but I'm the best. Okay, or this one when I shut up, don't speak, or it's full of interesting language, and so this is so very complicated for use because it's the top of the level. First step is more stronger for the people. It's a very important example. Other question for some people when you talk. I'm using the knife like a razor, not change for me. Example, when the people look me open and close. This is the control about the weapon, not the favorite weapon. And this is important because when the people know, when they have a good manuality, okay, it's possible to understand the principle about to the reality of combat of knife and the razor. But so this is more complicated, and normally I just to teach with 3-4 person, not more. Okay?
A small group.
And knife. Yeah, exactly. Because it's very, very dangerous. Because some people maybe he just want to learn, and maybe he don't have a good example manuality, and it's so easy, Maybe chain up, cut, and with a razor when you cut is so dangerous.
Oh yeah. So what?
Yeah.
So wow, this is fascinating. I want to show a vid, and then because one of the questions is, and you kind of touched on it already. Hopefully you can you'll be able to see this too. But it's you kind of, well, you'll see. Can you see that, Maestro?
Oh, well, this is my
But just like, so I want to kind of get over your arm movements, which are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I,
see,
when I look at it, I'm like,
this is very important because, example, when I'm used normally in the video, I just want the people to see only the movement. But if you see, you call my legs, my heart is blocked, is not open, okay? Because I know for experience, when you fight in the street, it's so very important you maintain every time a good control. Because when you open just for one moment, it's very easy other guy enter with screwdriver or knife, or maybe some bot or some object, okay, like a weapon in this case. So, and if you see my system, every time it's closed, and my part of my method is here. My apple is controlled every time the arteria, is 1 or 2, because this is very important. Okay, and when I move, you see 1 I'm close here and I'm close here. Every time I'm protect the whole part, okay, important part. And you see, when I move, the example, my free arm, and sorry, is good because it's important for me to preserve the big finger. And every time you change for a good control to my eyes, because so it's very easy. Some people maybe cut when you are a slash, I preserve my eyes because it's a very
Oh my
psychological shock
gosh.
when some people cut in you now. Okay. And this is a very important because every time I'm use this part. And if you see my part when it start in the all close position. I have my
Mhm.
app control some part or one or two. My part of this is close, and this is the step. I'm control every time all part, and this is good because is my first principle for don't understand the enemy. I just want to fight with him, because
Yeah.
if people put here is not good, it's so open. Okay, I prefer maintain here and hey, man, what you want? Take easy,
Yeah.
But
Right. Yeah.
in the same case, I'm close because I protect some part, other part, or close. I have a possibility to take my gun or my knife, depending in the
Mm.
okay, about the different country. Example, in Russian, I work is 12 years. I work in Russian and Ukraine same, and it's normal working with a knife because it's permis, it's not illegal. Okay, like in Italy, it's illegal you working with a knife. But so this is a very important. Other question, example to the different when some people will tell me why you maintain your knife every time in this position. I'm work here because it's normal because this is the line attack. I don't like when some people have a knife like many people of example Kali, and he uses
Mm.
the knife like a stick, and you want to kill the pigeon. You
No,
understand? Yeah,
no, I always leave an
yeah,
index. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I get you. I
yeah.
get you.
I'm
Yeah.
every time when I fight, I maintain, I preserve every time I part here. And when I move, I move every time in this time because I just
Mm.
want my line attack is this part. I don't want to open because this
No,
is
I
not.
know. Yeah. I
This
mean,
is the
right.
knife. When I put the knife in this position and cut in, finish.
Mm.
This is dangerous. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear. Here, I have a
No,
time for
yeah. With the tip up or dipped like a stick. No, understood. Like
exactly.
the straightest distance between 2 points. I mean, the straight line, right? I mean,
Yeah, this is a very important for me. Fencing is a science of the line attack, and for me, this process,
mm.
mind process, is so very important. Yeah,
No, it's fascinating. I mean, fascinating. Just though you're covered, and I totally get you. Right. I mean, obviously, you'd want your fingers getting cut before you
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
face
And you
rise. I
see,
mean,
and every time you look, then every time I preserve my big finger, and the big finger is very important because I don't like some people, when you have a knife, I put his hand in this position or in this position.
mm.
And here, you don't use this. My preferred ear because this is a ulna, is a bone, is a part of bone, and this is more
Right.
stronger. Okay, because
Yeah.
inside is
No,
the
inside. That's
arteria
bad. Oh
aorta.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
this
Terrible.
is and other question for arteria brachiale. This is close. If you see when I work, every time I preserve my arteria because it is
Yeah.
close this part. Okay, I don't like this
Mm.
one because this one is open. It's possible to cut. And you see,
Mm.
every time my system is closed, never people see my knife,
No,
but
you're not completely
enemy
opened
list
up. Yeah.
exactly. This is the difference.
Yeah. That's great. Wow. That's
Thank you
so
very
when
much.
you no, yeah, no, absolutely. So when you kind of, your relatives, you're obviously you're doing your own research and you're
Mm.
developing your methodology. What year did you kind of launch your own system? Like about what year or so?
But normally is I just create a interesting mix. I
Mm.
like to play with my student. For example, I create an interesting test, psychology test for grow up your mind. Okay. And so this is my step. I have a program, and this program is full of this special methodology. And so this is very important because the people think technique and stop it. No, is mind. When you have a good mind process, it's possible to evolve in. But I want the people understand broken your illusion. Okay. Other question. It's full of martial art. Example, when you practice or other people practice, normally when I enter in the fitness club or in a classroom, okay, normally the people has a dress, special dress or a kimono or a fitness dress, okay. But so this is not correct for me because it's not a fitness. When I go in the fitness club just only for workout or for CrossFit, okay, I just put a fitness dress. But when I work with my philosophy and my methodology, I work with a normal classic dress. Example.
Oh yeah, no, you look sharp. I mean, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, man. You look. I mean, you look good. Yeah, you got the suit. You mean then you're out there practicing?
Thank you. But this is normal because normally when I live every day around to my country, okay, normally my process is I use a dress, a jacket, and I just walking. And in this moment, it's so easy when, example, the criminal look at me, Rolex, okay, or good dress, is time for speed, In this case, it's important for me, okay, the enemy understand I'm not a stupid, I'm not a moron,
Yeah, like you're not some
tough guy. Yeah. And for maintain this process, it's important when I go in a fitness club, work with the same dress. Because I see a lot of people, up your legs very fast because you have a short pant, okay? But you take this guy and you put in the street with a jacket, with a special, I don't know, dress, okay? It's so complicated because the people have a problem to move because the dress is not comfortable. No. And this is important because in my system, you look at me normally with a classic dress.
Yeah,
because
actually,
this is my style. Yeah, normally I go around in the street with this glass. Yeah. And it's important for people. Exactly. This, I want the people understand this film.
I love this, man. This is like
in Slovakia.
I've watched this thing so many times.
Yeah. A lot of people think, Italia mafia,
No, my mother who was born in Italy before she moved south of Rome. I showed her this and she loved it. She loved it. She just was like, she loved it.
I remember 2 years ago when I go in Los Angeles, one man in the street stopped me in the night and you look at, hey mate, you are a G-man. Hey, what? G-man? What is G-man? It's gangsta man, because I'm so dressed. Classic dress. So amazing.
No, this is absolutely classic.
Absolutely.
I just love. You had one too with a hat, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Where you're
this is my process.
You had the hat, and it was.
This is important because this is just only for understand. If you don't know the weapon, okay, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible. Just only when you know the weapon, when you have a control, when you know the ballistic, when you know the all principle of the weapon, is possible to control. But if you don't know the weapon, you don't have a control of nothing. This is the
agreed. Yeah, right. You're not. If you're not. Other complete dexterity and
exactly. The other step, I prefer, my dress classic because this is a selection, because I don't want crazy people, because I work
No,
with
no,
women.
no. That's such a good point you made, because
Yeah,
you want to attract, like, you don't want to attract
yeah,
criminals to like train with
exactly,
you.
exactly. I just want
That's gonna be
the
really
good
good,
guy.
right?
Yeah, it's important for me. I just want to work with a good guy. And when
Yeah,
you come
yeah.
to people, when I see example, okay, he's a clean man, he control your face, he's good, he's a class man. Okay, I think this man is good. Second
Mm,
step, I speak with us. I just want to
yeah.
know who they are. Okay, when I understand he's a good guy, okay, it's possible to enter in my school and the practice with
Mm,
student, or if you want for instructor course, work with me. But so this is important because some people, when you look me like a tattoo, normally you think me when in a leather jacket, with tattoo and a military pant, and it's normal that people look at me and oh my god, this is a criminal. I don't want. You
it's a
understand?
criminal.
Yeah, because for me the style is so very important. I prefer to maintain a class because when the people look at me in the video work with a knife, he talk, okay, is a particular guy, okay, a lot of tattoo, blah blah, but so have a class, is a
Yeah,
style,
they definitely see
is
that.
speak
That's all.
good,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, that's
is
all the
speak
feedback I
good,
get is everything
yes,
that
yeah,
classy. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely,
For me
absolutely.
it's important,
Yeah.
classic culture. I like when my student he
Mm,
have a culture. This is for me, it's very important. Every time I speak with my student, okay guy, what book you read this week? Because for
mm.
me it's very important, because I want to grow up the culture about my
Oh,
student,
I think that's
because I don't
neat.
want a stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
like,
want a stupid.
yeah, right.
I want a
You want
people
them to be
very smart.
intelligent. Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah,
Like, you want good clientele. You don't want like
absolutely.
thugs or I mean, that's going to reflect poorly on you. You know.
Yeah, and this is think is very important for, because me too. Every time when
Mm,
my students come in and maybe I speak with us, and maybe I know some interesting part of culture. Example, sometimes it's coming my student. Hey, master, Daniel, I read this book. It's so very interesting. He speak about
mm.
this, and oh, thank you. And this is for me. It's important because I myself I grow, and this is good.
So, with your progression, um,
Mm.
when you, I was to say there, when you are training it, like for instance, like you're with your motion, your closed positions with a student, like I guess what is the progression? I mean, are they just training with trainers? I'm
Yeah,
assuming. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm a trainer, and inside of my program is normally many part, okay, and normally when the students come in, okay, for the
Mm,
first step, he just understand the principle of the knife. Normally, when
okay.
the people enter, I just want to know, okay, this is one example. The students come in, and I take my knife, and okay, you look this knife, okay, for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, what you want. Okay,
Mm,
now you take a pen, you take a paper, and you describe all part of this knife you see in this moment. Like example, the weight, how much weight, or longer, or double sharp, or just one, and you see all, okay,
okay.
and okay, when is the moment you take it and start, because this is the first is like a presentation. When the people come, example, you speak, I'm Danilo. Okay, you are Dean. Okay, Dean, nice to meet you. This is the first step. And when I see you, I know your face, I know your physique, I know if you are still or tall. I understand, because in this moment when I see you, I'm take
Mm.
all basic important principle for understand who you are.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Okay, no, that's
And,
great. I think that's fantastic. Yeah,
and this is
wow.
the same, because it's important, because some people take a knife, and I see a lot of video. I see people, this is the knife.
Mm.
and he used a knife in this position. The sharp is in another side, and he start to cut. And I speak, hey man, but you see, this is not cutting. Oh my God, really? You know, because don't have a confidence. He don't understand who is the part of the knife sharp. Okay, because this is the big problem. And this is normal when you use a rubber knife or a wood knife because no have an idea about the really knife. This is
right,
the big
really,
problem.
yeah, right. So
But
when you're okay.
But when you have a real knife, you understand, and you understand, okay, this is the part sharp, this is the grip, okay, it's possible to close, this is for open, you know. But so all part, okay, you look at it, you feel, you know, you understand, because you know, and when you know this, you work. But if you don't work with the reality knife, you don't have idea about the real knife. And some people you think, yes, it's possible you take this. No, because in the reality, say you block with a knife in this position, the enemy cut you in 1 second.
Yeah, that's
You
inside your
understand?
palm too, man. That's
Yeah.
all blood all over.
Exactly. And other question, when you work, every time I just want to work with a real
all right. Oh, what we got
very
there?
good dummy. Okay, this is normal, a good dummy for me because it's
I was gonna
possible.
say.
Yeah, you know, it's possible to work with a real knife.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah,
Did you
and
make
this is
that?
good. Yeah. And you see, this is good for take in a push dagger. You know, you are here. Example, fast is possible to stay here, and you know, it's possible to use like this, like a push dagger. And this is the first blaze.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And this is good because it's possible cutting, it's possible work. And for the student, this is so very important because when you start and you enter, you understand where is the special grip for control. Because normally work just only for play. The first time when you enter, cut it yourself.
Where'd you get that train? Where'd you get that done? Where did you make that? Where'd you get that?
About that? About the
Yeah.
Mario? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally I'm using Mario, and this is a project about my friend. But now is the factory is in the USA, in America. The
That's
factory,
wow.
yeah, about the.
Great.
It is good, yeah, because it's possible to use a gun.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
Gun
Wow.
and knife. I'm use all. I'm use normally for my practice, and I'm practice every day. Normally 2-3 hours, depend every day.
Oh, good for you. Wow. No,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. I mean, obviously it shows. I mean, but
Yeah.
so here, I have a question from somebody here, and what their question is, with your base training progression for beginners, 3 to 6 months, what they get, I guess, like if they were to see you for 3 to 6 months, you know, like are they
The
just
process.
I'm assuming just basics? You know?
But yeah, in I think if you work hard in 6 months, you have a good basic. Yeah, but work
Good
hard.
bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, example, other question I have for American people, because it's very interesting for me for grow, for understand. Because example, in my system, okay, I just prefer work face to face with my student because when I talk about knife is so complicated. I just want to see. But why a lot of American guy we prefer DVD?
I think it's no, I know that's good. There's a whole topic right there. I mean, and I've gotten some too. You know that. I think they're great supplemental outside. I mean, with seeing your instructor, of course, but but yeah, it's getting because you know what, it sells. It sells. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but example for me, it's incredible because you think say I'm create a DVD and some people just talk. Okay, Danilo, I just pay and I want to learn your system. Okay, I don't know this man. And I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
Woody,
yeah, yeah.
maybe this man is a criminal. Maybe this man
Oh,
is
yeah, no, no, no,
crazy.
right. Not know his background. Sure, yeah.
I don't want for
No,
my
I know,
soul,
like,
for my soul, for
yeah.
my mind. I don't want to create a crazy man. He go around in the street with a knife and kill some people.
Yeah, I know. I will say, like, no, I know, like, I know there is that ethical question, like, do you want to put something out there and it gets in the wrong hands and
Yeah.
you see somebody like, and where'd you get that? Oh, Maestro Danilo was, was showing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is so. And sometimes when I
Yeah, that's a
people,
good, no, it's true. It's a good point. I mean, yeah.
yeah, but because a lot of people write me every day, a lot of people write me, hey, Master Danilo, you have available a DVD for learn your system. And I'm every time, sorry, mate, I don't have, I don't want, because I don't know you.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
you
No,
are a
no,
good
no, no.
guy,
I
maybe
think it's
not.
fair.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
yeah.
just want to prefer. Okay, this is it's a very very important for me. I just tried many years ago to create some DVD, but in my mind I'm think, okay, but I don't know who take some information. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe he work bad, and so this is not good, not for me and not for traditional Italian martial art, but for my culture. Okay, I just think the best is you want to learn my system, okay, or you invite me in your country and I come in. Okay,
Yeah, right,
example,
yeah, yeah.
2 years ago I opened another school in Tokyo, in Japan. Okay, and
Oh,
so
really? Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in Tokyo with Yuki Yamatsumi. And so I think this is best because I just want to know who you are. But
Mm.
so I don't like a many master, have a basic platform, in the web, a lot of DVD, you take a credit card, you pay and practice. Maybe it's good for empty hand, but not for
Yeah, but when it gets
weapons.
to or stick or but knife, edge weapons, I definitely can appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, right? You get one psychopath out there, and
Exactly, exactly. The
and,
world is full, and now in this pandemic time, in Italy, it's full of people crazy now because for 1 year, no work, no job, only in the apartment, and I'm lucky because I have a garden, I have a big home, no problem for me. But you think the people live in the
who are
city, in
struggling.
the apartment, and he don't have a possibility to go out. What
Mm.
is fine? These people is like a bomb, Is yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's
have
I
time for
know.
explosion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go, like a time bomb waiting.
and this is the big problem. And you think I just want? You think I just want to put the key for start to explosion at this guy? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I know somebody who's
My
been cooped up.
responsibility is not. No, no. I prefer to learn to teach with some people face to face. This is
No,
my
no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's admirable. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So next thing I want to talk about is I watched a lot of your videos. You absolutely advocate sparring and all that. And just for the viewers, why is sparring so important to you?
Oh, sparring it's a lot of important because sparring is good for understand the rhythmic, the time for enter, and normally for understand the real versus fake. Example, when I talk about a lot of technique, when you start to sparring or fight to sparring, normally the people don't use a block, don't use a fake movement, but it's so hard and so easy. Okay, all fight is easy because this is one aspect of the reality. You don't have a time for create a strategy, and don't forget when you start to sparring, you have a time for prepare in your mind. Okay, now it's at the
Mm,
moment. It's possible to prepare something interesting strategy. For combat
mm,
when you have a more experience. But in the fact, when you fight, it's so fast you don't have a time for nothing,
No,
and just only the easy principle. And when I'm using my principle example, I every time maintain the same, like as word my student. When you have this part, it's so very complicated for the other guy you enter in your line, because my line is close. Okay, this it's very important. My sparring is very good, and I'm create 5 years ago. I created the first Lajolo air mask. Okay, is an interesting mask. Is have a pump here for maintain preserve the face very good for fight. But now my project is go down because in Italy is more expensive. The tax is very complicated to work in Italy, really.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
have a 75%. 75%. Yeah, the tax in Italy.
Wow.
If you take $1, 7 cents is for the state. The rest, 3 cents is for you. Yeah, and with these 3 cents, you have to pay the man about example, non so, benzene or gasoline. Okay, depend. And you normally maybe 1 cent. This is Italy. Yeah,
Wow. And how do people do? Wow.
yeah, it's incredible.
Wow. So
It,
with your students, how quickly do you integrate them into sparring? Like, do you wait a bit? I mean, how do you put them in there soon, or
but depend the student,
depends on the
because not
individual?
yeah, individual, yeah, because not all students have the same capacity
Or
or the same time
attributes?
to exactly to learn to
I got
understand
okay.
some principle. But so for me, it's absolutely sparring. It's a very most important for
Yeah.
soul, for mind, for physical, and for create a good strategy. If you have a good teacher, sometime when I have in the corner
Mm.
a student, I speak. Okay, now you see this man is a tall or maybe small. You fight in the legs, or you change. You try. You cut some part, other
Yeah.
part.
Right.
Yeah, this is important because communication is good for me and for my student when he fight.
No, no, and you're obviously, I mean, like I said, you have a lot of you doing it. So I have, that's one of the things complete respect for you and your system. Like, you're out there doing it. You're not just
Thank
talking about it. Like, you're doing it. And
Yeah, thank
I
you very
always
much.
respect instructors that do it, as opposed to sitting on the sidelines, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
um,
no, it's a very important boot for boot. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And plus, I mean, right, and I'm sure your students have the utmost respect for you because they see
yeah,
you jump in there and doing it. You lead by example, you know?
yeah. Thank you very
Um,
much. So, thanks.
so
Oh,
we kind of touched on this, and this is something I really I spend a lot of time in, because God forbid if I'm out there with my family and I get attacked empty hand against knife. And what's your position on it? Do you, like, I mean, there's a lot out there, and a lot of it's kind of scary, depending on your lens or how you train it. In other words, if you put helmets on, you got somebody that's really committing to you, whether it's sewing machine, I mean, really committing to your center, really trying to kill you.
yeah,
A lot of stuff goes kind of out the window. What's
yeah.
your findings?
But I'm so lucky because normally in my country is not so many criminal. Now is to be enter come from the Africa. A lot of people normally good, good part is a criminal. And now I
Mm,
have a big problem in Italy, in Milano, in Roma, in also.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's too
a
bad.
very big problem about criminally. And so don't use a gun, but use a knife. It's 2 days ago, one woman is died because one man he killed with a gun, with a knife. Okay, this is because this weapon is possible to take in all part. Enter in the restaurant, take a knife and
Yeah,
kill.
it's easy
Bye
to
bye.
see. Right,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
And when I talk with some people, normally told me, yeah, but I have a gun. In 2 seconds, I take a gun and blah blah.
Yeah,
The big
I
problem
know.
is no have a
And they
time.
never practice drawing under pressure.
Yeah.
But they're just going to pull it out and just do it.
Exactly, because the knife is so very bastard weapon. It's so fast, and you don't have a time for take a gun. And the
That's
other
right. Oh,
question,
I'm totally
the big
with you.
problem, yeah, the big problem is you think in the disco or in the pub, one man take a knife and start to kill one other guy. You take your gun and you shoot in the, maybe you have a case to kill other people because in the chaos, maybe you shoot another one. No. The question is, it's a very important, okay, for the people. He don't scare, okay. He understand the knife. When you understand, when you know the knife, is change your mind. And this mental process is very important. And for me or for my family, example, my wife, he practice with me knife because it's normal. I just want, okay, because I prefer because it's a little, when you see, when you have a knife in this part, you see is a very small knife. It's possible to use in some part of your pant, okay? And this is so fast to open and control. Sometimes just only for, hey, what you want, finish.
Yeah. No, I know.
The criminal, wow, when you see a knife, because it's an ancestral weapon, it's a different. I saw many videos when you use a police, you have a gun and the shooting and the killer man, he be continued to kill with a gun.
I think I know the same video. It was he took out like 5 or 6 cops before they.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is for, and you see, this is the very important for the police, for the people to understand. Or the weapon, or it's impossible. Something defense, no exist defense. And you see other question. Normally in my country, no exist defense system many years ago, but exist attack. Example, you think to the minister of the world many years ago in the second world, big world war, okay, normally is minister of war. Now is minister of defense. My defense is mine. Defense is not attack. Defense, you attack me, and I'm created the defense for next step. I'm attack you. You don't have a chance. When a man attack with a knife, the first time he cut you, okay, and you see, oh my God, is psychology is a big problem.
Oh, I know. You're like up here.
You don't have a time. Yeah. And you think maybe one slash you open ear and you see the hair inside of your mouth. Oh my God, it's a psychological stress.
Oh, you're breaking down. I mean, mentally.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the big problem. I prefer work with the real because the people understand when the first step is cut. I remember my some student, the first time, when you use a knife, I work this one is inside, and this is good exercise for mind because you put your knife versus you. And it's not good, okay? But in this exercise, it's interesting because you don't have a good control and you cut yourself. You just cut a little scare, not so much. But right. You see the first step, my student, when you cut, normally put down the knife first time. And you will continue. Next time you cut and, oh my God, but you maintain a knife in the hand. Step by step, you cut it, maybe cut, but okay, no problem. Why?
But they still keep their composure.
Because it's changed the mind. It's changed. His mind is open, and now he control. And this is the reality. But okay, I hope.
Do 2-on-1. In other words, for the empty hand, like, do you advocate like getting 2 hands on there? Like, you're not. I mean, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, do you advocate like as much as humanly possible getting 2 hands on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the question. I prefer example when some people told me, yes, okay, but if you are in the street, one criminal attack you with a knife, you don't have a knife, you don't have a gun. What is your weapon? I have a lot of weapon in the street. I have a mirror of the glass of the car. I have the crystal for take it. I have a lot of bottle around the street. It's full of weapon. Okay, it's just only if you don't have imagine. This is the big problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you have a good control of your life and you understand when you walk in, okay, I see one bottle in the garbage here. Okay, I see one car. Maybe this car have a glass. It's possible to broken some part of glass for use for cutting, or maybe the clean crystal for take it for use like a razor. You know, you have a full. But the big problem is the people think, not technique. I remember when I fight many time ago with one man of Krav Maga. I'm taking the knife and this man, he told me, okay, Danilo, I just want to try. He take off your knife, okay? I use my real knife. Okay, when you're ready, you take my hand and you block and you take my knife. And I just work easy. And this man go back, and don't take my knife. Next step you think, okay, but in the case it's change. What is your technique? This man, he take a knife, okay, my knife. I have a bottle of beer. I just drink a beer and don't see when I drink a beer. I put my beer and it's, the man is coming and you sleep in the face the beer and you, oh my God, I'm kicking in the ball, finish fight, you know, and I speak, use a mind.
Yeah,
This is the different. Okay, this is the different. Not the technique, because in the real street you don't have a time
no.
for finish.
Yeah, I know it's bad news, man. But next, okay. So in 2007, tell us about, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Kalex Academy.
In 2000, I don't understand. I see again.
In 2007, it looks like you helped form the academy.
Yeah.
So what's that about? It sounds like a great thing. What's that about?
Yeah, because I'm in this time. I'm just. I remember I'm in a pizzeria of my friend, and so I take a paper and a pen and start to create my first logo. And I just think I just want to create something interesting methodology, okay, for help to the people he work in the street, like a police or carabinieri in Italia, okay. So this is my process, mine. And I remember I'm start to take a pen and create a logo and step by step to create my point. Example, first step, mind process, because I have a lot of experience of martial art, but I understand when I'm in the real situation it's very complicated. And okay, allora I think then I think it's more important to work for open the mind and for work for a good methodology for mind. First step. Second step, I just want to work for a good protection for the body. And step by step, I'm creating my methodology. But it's a step by step I'm creating. It's not fast, because my experience grow up when I fight with different people. Example, I remember when I'm sparring with Felix Valencia. I'm sparring
Felix.
Yeah, if you see in a YouTube and you put Felix Valencia versus Danilo, you see my video and you see two different mind. It's cool, because I remember when Felix Valencia first fight with me first time, he opened, and I'm normally in fencing. I have a time when some people open, I'm enter, and I remember I'm enter in his face, and you see the video, and so
And that was, I
fight,
tell you, I saw that match, and it was
yeah,
amazing the distance you covered when you got him that
yeah,
time to lunge. I'm like, matter of fact, I replayed that, no exaggeration, 6
no,
times,
yeah,
because,
yeah,
and I'm like, and you were kind of here, and then just this rocket. It was just
yeah,
like,
and this is a fencing because
no, but it
you
was, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
No, yeah.
you see in the world who are the best in the fencing in the world? Italian. You see, Valentina Vezzali is the first woman. Have many gold medal. You know, Aldo
Oh, okay,
Montano.
yeah.
Is full of master. But if you see example, when some people told me about the historical, you know, you think Agesilao Greco or Nedonadi, okay, he's coming in 1943, 42 in America. Nedonadi e Aldonadi, the first Italian guy to teach in America the
Oh, okay.
fencing, and Gesilao Greco in South America. It's full of master, Italian master go around in the
No,
world for
they're
teaching
definitely known for
this.
the fencing. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fencing is good because I have a good time, a good feeling, good line.
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting.
So we got okay. Your book. So we got a question I got from Alvin. So can people get your books in English?
Yes, it's possible. If you want my book in English, write me in private message because now Facebook is blocked for
Okay,
me.
so
And
but
so,
if they private message you on
yeah,
Messenger,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
and
absolutely, it's possible with orthogram, my orthogram.
okay,
Yeah.
and how many we got wire, wire of the blade. How many books you got out? 3? Is it 3 books?
No, now it's one, maybe exit for this year, the second book, but my first book is Sul filo di lama. Is in English, maybe I have here. No. 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah. Is this is okay, this is in Italian, but I have the same in English. Okay. One cutting edge, okay. And so in a Russian and French language, it's possible. Write me, and I send you all book around the world, no problem. And if you want, example, more info about my LK01 Urban, this is my design with Stremarazio, and so I see my orthogram is a limited edition, and this
Where are
is
you
good.
selling that?
Yeah, this is from Italia. All made is in Italy, fatto in Italia. And so this is my design is create for urban fighter. You know, is like a pocket gentleman's knife. Is possible to change in many different position. You know, this part. Sorry, okay, this part. You know, to control, and okay,
Okay.
yeah, other sorry, okay, other part. You know, if you want to control these, okay, look at this, you know, and if you see don't
Maestro,
cutting, yeah, and
can
this
you
is
can you
born for
your
knife,
website?
yeah, yeah, a website, yes, Master Danilo
Okay.
Rossi Lajolo di Corsano. I have my website, but I
Okay.
prefer normally because I don't have a time to respond for a website. If you want, the people have more information in YouTube, my channel. My channel,
Yeah,
you think,
okay.
yes, or Instagram, on Facebook. But now I just want to work hard for YouTube and Instagram
Instagram,
because I
YouTube,
think
and
that,
yeah.
yeah, step by step Facebook, I think the people have enough, maybe.
No. So what are your before we because we're closing out here. I mean, this has been wonderful. I thank you. What are your future
Yeah,
goals? So what are your future
yeah,
goals
my
for you
future
in the
goal.
system?
My future goal, I hope a lot of American people to invite me for a great seminar in your beautiful country.
Oh, I'm
I
sure it'll
hope.
happen. No, I'm sure it's going to happen. Once we get out of this miserable mess, I mean, I would love to meet you and see your stuff personally. I mean, that would be. Do I fit now? Do I fit the bill? Am I? Would I be accepted? I'm clean.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I think for me it's great because I just like to know a different people, a different culture, and sometimes I like to create some interesting question because I want when I come in another country, the people coming for try to test me. I think this is good for me because I grow up, and I hope the people grow up the same because I think it's interesting to create a good harmony, and I like it.
Yeah, yeah. So
My goal is
that's.
this. My goal is
Oh, go
this.
ahead. That's
Maybe
where you go. What else? Any other goals?
no, but in my life I have a goal because I'm taking now the private pilot license, international private pilot
I
license.
see
Yeah,
the pics of you in a plane. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because I like uh, to work hard for myself, for no limits. I am a
Yeah.
parachuter, I am a diver, I am a pilot. I like to work hard because for me it's important. No exist limits. I work for every time, step by step, to jump my limit, and I think this is
Yeah, yeah.
good
No, I
for
think
me
that's.
and for my student.
Mm, uh-oh.
Is good.
On the bottom, he's saying, Dean, you might be questionable.
My God. But I hope step by step have another interesting interview with you, Dean, because you are very good man, very, very open, very good guy. And
Oh, I
I'm so
appreciate
very
that.
happy to meet you
Yeah, and I'm
now in
hoping,
the video.
yeah. And of course, I hope,
I hope,
we can meet.
yes, me too. I hope the next time you meet you and maybe drink something good cafe or beer all together and speak about martial art in a face to
Yeah,
face
no,
because it's
it's gonna
very
be
good.
super Tuscan. We got Sangiovese and
Okie dokie.
but,
My God,
but I
I think
appreciate
now is
you.
the time for. I think now is the time for me to go to sleep because it's 12 and
No, it's
30
late.
and
And no, I appreciate you
yeah,
staying up and doing this. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know,
thank you very much to
I
you
mean,
for
I know
this
it's late there.
opportunity. I love you, and the old guy is coming for listen my interview. Thank you very much for all, and good bless for all guy. And I hope this pandemic finish very fast because I have enough about that.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, me and you
It's
both.
incredible.
But all right, I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna message you the YouTube version. Okay.
Okie dokie. Okay. Allora,
Oh,
Dan, thank you very much. I hope
and thank you.
see
Thank you for
you
coming on,
see
Maestro.
you soon. And
You
when
take
you
care of
want to
yourself.
speak with me, you invite me in this great group. And thank you, all my friend and all guy from FMA. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maestro. You take
Thank you,
care.
guy.
Stay safe.
Bye bye. Bye,
Bye.
guy.
Okay, that was okay. Who we got? Sunday, I believe Julius is interviewing Master Bayet. I believe. I believe that's this Sunday, April 4th. I believe it or not, he's doing it on Easter. But I will definitely confirm that. And actually, that's not the next one. I'm sorry. That's Sunday. Thursday, GM Pogi. He has been so kind enough to accept my invite, and he's going to come on Thursday for an interview. So those of you have any questions for GM Pogi, please let me know. So if you guys, if you heard him, if you have an interest in Maestro Danilo's book, just send a PM on Messenger, and you can definitely get that book. And what else? And the knife, that knife, I'm going to be checking out his website too. That knife looked pretty sweet. So his website, but I'll post that too down the bottom, and his YouTube channel as well. Or some of you might have already been on there and have seen it. All right, folks. Thank you for watching, and until Thursday, I will see you all then.